for over 50 years. I've dreamed of using gold and silver as money. Maybe it was my passion for pirates as a kid. You know, I wrote a sequel to Treasure Island when I was in the 5th grade. I wish I could find it. It's probably terrible writing, but I did write it. And that was when Nixon took us off the gold standard in 1971. I've advocated for sound money as long as I can remember, including when I was a Pentagon consultant. I advocated for the Texas Bullion Depository when they set it up. And we've started this pirate money crusade that you hear about all the time. You know, pirate money, gold doubloons and silver pieces of 8. I started pursuing this, and one day I discovered an app for my iPhone that would allow me to use gold as money. I've been telling people this is the proof of concept. I downloaded it, I've done it for a few transactions, and then one day I saw my name and the efforts that we're doing here in Texas mentioned in a tweet, you know, before Elon changed Twitter's name to X. And it was this guy, Jason Cozens, the founder and CEO of Glint. Since then, we've communicated by phone, by email, over Zoom, and one day he came and visited us here in Liberty Hawk Ranch. And I'm traveled with him to states to show how pirate money can work at the state level. I'm excited to bring him in today because he's joining us in the Economic War Room. Welcome, Jason.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me.
You know, you're a revolutionary in so many senses of the word. You've created something that I believe is more convenient than Bitcoin, has the stability of gold, it's useful, it's practical, it's powerful. Explain to us Glint and how it came to be.
Well, Glint is the first product in the world that enables gold as everyday money. So literally, you can just go anywhere where Mastercard's accepted and pay with your Glint Mastercard, and you can buy things. You can.
So this is gold right here.
Yeah.
It's half a scudo. I tried to buy a cup of coffee with this, and the young man behind the counter, he's like, "Oh, I don't know what to do with that." But I took my Glint card in. And I handed it to him, and I said, "Will you take this?" And he said, "Oh, it's a MasterCard, of course."
Yeah.
And I bought my coffee with gold. How did it work?
So, look, should I tell you a little bit about myself first to kind of give you a bit about the background?
Tell us how you got into.
So I was a qualified architect, actually. So my training was all about designing systems and buildings and things like that. And I got involved in virtual reality the first time it was cool. And then my company, Visuality, we pivoted into developing e-commerce solutions for some of the top high street retailers in the UK and just manufacturers across Europe. And that was the world that I lived in, digital product development, when the 2008 financial crisis happened. Now, you remember that, don't you?
I remember it well.
And I'm sat in front of the news watching the whole banking system starting to collapse. And we were hours away from the whole system ending. And for me, that was the first time that I realized that a bank is not a risk-free deposit of funds. That was the first time that I realized that your money depreciates in ways that are outside of your control. And I started thinking about there must be a way I can save my hard-earned money somewhere where it's not put at risk. And there must be a way, surely, in which I can have a form of money which does not depreciate over time. And I learned, of course, that gold had backed the US dollar until relatively recently, 1971, the year after my birth. And I thought, well, why can't we just enable gold and electronic payments again? And of course, I was in this world where I was trying to find better ways to do things, new ways to do things with the emerging digital ecosystem. So in my own delusional way, I decided that I'd set off to try and do that. And today, we have that. We have Glint. Glint is now live in the UK and here in the US. And as I said, it's the first product in the world to now enable gold as money.
It's not tokenized gold.
No.
It's not gold backing Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. It's actual gold.
Yeah, there's nothing that sits between you and your ownership of your gold. There is no token, there is no share in a fund like with an ETF. You have direct legal ownership of that gold. So, yeah.